It's like that old song from Bring Me the Horizon. Football season, well, I should say for the Dallas Cowboys, is over. We lost 6-7-1. Um, Dak Prescott and the offense really, they didn't do much, but they did enough to win the game, just like they did against Detroit. And the season's over. I was an advocate for the Cowboys trying to finish the season strong. Screw that. We, I'm emotional about this, man. Jerry Jones, how many times does Matt Eberflus need to prove to you that he's not the guy? This game, I mean, Dak Prescott and the offense didn't do great. Like, Dak wasn't amazing in this game. He definitely didn't play like a $60 million quarterback, but the defense is what really lost you the game. They gave up 34 points, Jerry Jones. They made J.J. McCarthy, who was looking absolutely horrendous, look like a Pro Bowl level quarterback. They made J.J. McCarthy look like a Pro Bowl level quarterback. J.J. McCarthy was one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. And your defense, your guy that you wanted in your foxhole, and your foxhole just made one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL look like he is a Pro Bowler. Jerry, you were wrong. You made a mistake. I can't really say that you made the wrong trade with Micah Parsons, because Micah Parsons unfortunately tore his ACL today and the Packers paid him all that money. And he's just not great in run defense. But you didn't do a lot to help. You tried to go out there and get Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark, but you did it with the wrong defensive coordinator. You tried to go out there and do it with Matt Eber. People call him Matt Eberdouche. That's kind of, he deserves that, Matt Eberdouche. And he's the worst defensive coordinator in the NFL, Jerry Jones. There's no reason that Matt Eberflus still needs to have a job with the Dallas Cowboys after today's game. He should be fired. I don't care that he's your buddy. I don't care that you want him in your a-hole or your foxhole, whatever you want him in. He sucks as a defensive coordinator. He doesn't know how to use his talent, and he needs to be fired. We already knew this about Dak. We know that Dak is not an elite quarterback. Dak, if you give him a lot of help, can put up some good numbers. But Dak is not good enough to over. And the thing is, I'm going to defend Dak. Dak in the offense still scored 26 points. That should be enough to win football games. When your defense is giving up over 30 points a game, it's very hard to go out there and have a winning football season, Jerry Jones. So, Jerry, you screwed this up. You made the wrong hire. You need to let Brian Schottenheimer go out there and hire the next defensive coordinator, because you screwed up. Jerry, you had a chance and you screwed up badly. You hired the worst defensive coordinator in Dallas Cowboys history by far. You need to go out there and let Brian Schottenheimer hire his own defensive coordinator, because obviously you don't know what the hell you're talking about when it comes to defense. You did a horrible job hiring Matt Eberflus, and you need to let Matt Eberflus go out there, or you need to let Brian Schottenheimer go out there, and hire his defensive coordinator, because you suck at hiring defensive coordinators, obviously. Brandon Aubrey was horrible in this game. He missed 2 field goals, and that's a big reason why we lost. I mean, he missed a 59-yarder and a 51-yarder. Dak in the offense really didn't do much. Terrence Steele needs to go. Why he was even paid the money he's paid, I will never know. Well, I actually know. It's because Mike McCarthy wanted him paid, just like he wanted Dak paid, and then he didn't end up keeping his job anyways. You need new linebackers on the defense. You need some better safeties. You need some better corners, because your corners suck, your safeties suck, and your linebackers suck. The biggest problem, though, really goes back to your defensive coordinator. Your defensive coordinator sucks. Matt Eberflus is the worst defensive coordinator in NFL history, and he needs to be fired. And he needs to go, and yeah, the season is over. Football season for the Dallas Cowboys is over. And I don't even know if I want to watch the last 3 games. I haven't missed a Cowboys game since 2007, and I'm not even really inspired to watch the last 3 games because it's meaningless. It's like somebody said in the comments today in Big Country's live stream, the Cowboys are allergic to must-win games. It's true. They just don't get it done. They don't have that culture, and nothing has changed under Brian Schottenheimer. Jerry Jones needs to be fired. Stephen Jones and the Jones family need to be caught up in some sort of scandal, so they're forced to sell the team because they're not doing a good job. They're not doing a good job. And, I've defended Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones many times before, but keeping Matt Eberflus and some of the dumb stuff that they've done, they need to be fired. They need to be caught up in a scandal and forced to sell the Dallas Cowboys, much like Dan Snyder was forced to sell Washington. And I'm not being dramatic. I'm being serious. They need to be forced to do it. Hopefully they get caught up in a scandal and they're forced to sell the team because this is not going to work. But that's all I got to say.